Cleopatra is one of the most enduring figures in human history, a queen whose name still echoes through books, films, and popular culture more than 2,000 years after her death. Yet for all her fame, Cleopatra remains deeply misunderstood. Many people reduce her story to romance, luxury, and scandal, but this version of her life ignores the reality. Cleopatra VII was not simply a beautiful woman who captured the hearts of powerful men. She was a highly educated ruler, a master of diplomacy, and a strategic leader who fought to protect her kingdom in a world dominated by empires. Cleopatra was born in 69 BC into the Ptolemaic dynasty, a royal family of Greek origin that ruled Egypt after the conquests of Alexander the Great. From the beginning, her position was complicated. She ruled Egypt, one of the oldest civilizations on Earth, yet her family was seen as foreign by many. Unlike most of her relatives, Cleopatra chose a different path. She learned the Egyptian language, studied its religion, and presented herself as a true pharaoh chosen by the gods. This was not symbolism alone, it was a calculated political move that helped her gain the support of the Egyptian people. Cleopatra understood that ruling meant more than wearing a crown, it meant creating loyalty. Her education was exceptional. Cleopatra was trained in philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, and rhetoric. She spoke multiple languages fluently, including Greek and Egyptian, as well as languages used across the Mediterranean world. This allowed her to negotiate directly with foreign ambassadors and rulers, something almost unheard of for a monarch at the time. Knowledge gave Cleopatra independence, and independence gave her power. She became queen at around 18 years old, but her reign began in chaos. Tradition forced her to share the throne with her younger brother, and powerful court officials quickly turned them against each other. Cleopatra was eventually removed from power and forced into exile. Losing her throne could have ended her rule permanently, but Cleopatra refused to disappear. Instead of rushing into battle, she waited, observed, and planned. She knew that Egypt's survival depended on outsmarting her enemies, not overpowering them. During her exile, Rome loomed over every decision. The Roman Republic was the most powerful force in the world, and its influence reached far beyond Italy. Julius Caesar had just arrived in Egypt, and Cleopatra recognized an opportunity. She arranged a meeting with him that would change history. What mattered most was not spectacle or romance, but intelligence. Cleopatra presented herself as a ruler with vision, someone who could bring stability to Egypt and serve as a strong ally. Caesar saw her value and chose to support her. With his backing, Cleopatra returned to the throne and eliminated her political rivals. As queen, Cleopatra focused on restoring Egypt's strength. She worked to stabilize the economy, control grain production, and protect Egypt's wealth, which was vital to Rome itself. Egypt was Rome's breadbasket, and Cleopatra understood that this gave her leverage. She used Egypt's resources not just to survive, but to negotiate from a position of power. Her rule was careful, calculated, and ambitious. Despite later myths, ancient writers noted that Cleopatra's beauty alone did not define her influence. What truly set her apart was her charisma, intelligence, and confidence. She knew how to speak to different people in different ways, adapting her approach depending on the situation. Cleopatra understood politics as a performance, where words, timing, and image mattered as much as armies. In a male-dominated world, she mastered the art of persuasion. After Julius Caesar's assassination, the Roman world fell into civil war. Power was divided and uncertainty ruled. During this period, Mark Antony emerged as one of Rome's most influential leaders. Cleopatra formed an alliance with him, once again placing Egypt at the center of global politics. Their partnership strengthened Egypt's position and secured her rule, but it also created dangerous enemies. Antony's rival, Octavian, used propaganda to turn Rome against Cleopatra, portraying her as a foreign threat who sought to control Rome from the shadows. This image would follow Cleopatra for centuries, shaping how history remembered her. The conflict between these forces eventually led to war. The decisive moment came at the Battle of Actium, a massive naval confrontation that would determine the fate of the Mediterranean world. The defeat of Cleopatra and Mark Antony marked a turning point. Octavian's victory left Egypt vulnerable and isolated. Cleopatra understood what was coming. Capture would mean humiliation, loss of dignity, and the rewriting of her story by her enemies. In 30 BCE, Cleopatra chose to control her own destiny. With her death, Egypt lost its independence and became a province of the Roman Empire. The ancient line of pharaohs, stretching back thousands of years, ended with her. It was not just the fall of a queen, but the end of an era. Yet Cleopatra's legacy refused to fade. Long after her kingdom was gone, her story continued to inspire fascination and debate. She became a symbol of intelligence, resistance, and female power in a world that tried to silence her. While Roman propaganda attempted to reduce her to a villain or a seductress, modern historians see something far more complex. Cleopatra was a ruler who used every tool available, knowledge, diplomacy, culture, and strategy, to defend her nation. Cleopatra did not rule through fear alone, nor through force. She ruled through understanding people, understanding power, and understanding the world around her. She faced the strongest empire in history and delayed its victory through intelligence rather than violence. That is why Cleopatra still matters today. She was not simply a legend of beauty, but a leader of remarkable vision, a queen who refused to be forgotten, and a woman whose mind shaped the course of history.